Some secrets should never be told. Some confessions should never be shared. And some stories are so disturbing. You'll remember them long after this video ends. Welcome back to Chilling Confessions. Let's begin. Imagine spending weeks talking to the perfect woman. She likes everything you like. She understands you better than anyone else. Every conversation feels effortless. Every message feels real. Then one night, you discover something impossible. The woman you've been falling for disappeared nearly 30 years ago. And somehow, she's still texting you. A few years ago, my life completely fell apart. I had just come out of a devastating breakup. The kind that doesn't just break your heart. It breaks your routine, your confidence, your sense of identity. For nearly a year, I drifted through life. I gained weight, started drinking too much, stopped caring about myself. Every day felt exactly the same. Wake up, exist, go back to sleep, repeat. Eventually, I reached a point where I couldn't keep living like that. Nobody was coming to save me. I had to save myself. So I quit drinking, started exercising again, forced myself to rebuild. Day after day, month after month. Slowly, things improved. The weight came off. The confidence returned. Life felt normal again. For the first time in years, I was genuinely happy. But there was still one thing missing. Connection. Love. Not casual dating. Not random hookups. Something real. Something meaningful. That's when I decided to try online dating. I downloaded every dating app one could find. The popular ones. The obscure ones. Apps I'd never even heard of before. Most of them were disappointing. A few matches here and there. Nothing exciting. Then one evening, on a tiny dating platform nobody seemed to use, I saw her profile. Emily. The moment I saw her picture, something felt different. She wasn't trying too hard. She wasn't posing for attention. Her photos looked like snapshots from another era. Old-fashioned. Artistic. Almost nostalgic. In one picture, she was holding a rotary phone. In another, she sat on the hood of an old muscle car. Everything about her felt unique. I liked her profile instantly. To my surprise, she matched back. Within minutes we were talking. Hours passed without either of us noticing. We talked about movies, music, art, childhood memories. The conversation flowed effortlessly. And the more we talked, the more fascinated I became. There was something strangely familiar about her. Something I couldn't quite explain. As the days passed, I found myself looking forward to her messages more than anything else. But eventually, I started noticing something odd. Whenever I mentioned liking something, she liked it too. Whenever I shared an opinion, she agreed completely. At first it felt flattering, then it started feeling unnatural. One day I mentioned craving pizza. She immediately said she was craving pizza too. I talked about going to the gym. She said she went every day. I said I was tired. Suddenly she was tired too. The pattern kept repeating. Over and over and over. A strange feeling settled into my stomach. I decided to test it. I mentioned that my mother was sick. Emily instantly replied that her mother was sick too. I mentioned the illness. She claimed it was the same illness. I mentioned an accident. She claimed the exact same thing had happened. Now I wasn't curious anymore. I was concerned. Something wasn't right. So I pushed further. I told her my childhood dog had died when I was 12. She said hers had too. Same age. Same breed. She refused. Hours later, she sent the same response she'd sent before. Almost word for word. Like a copy and paste message. That was the moment I decided to end it. Before deleting her profile, I took one final look at her pictures. Then I did something simple. I saved one of her photos and ran a reverse image search. I expected to find a social media account, maybe an old modeling profile, maybe evidence that the pictures were stolen. Instead, I found a missing person report, dated 1997. I stared at the screen, my heart pounding. The woman in the article was Emily. Same face, same smile, same photographs, same everything, except she had disappeared decades ago. Panicking, I returned to the dating app. I opened her profile again. This time I noticed something hidden near the bottom. A small blue badge. 99.8% compatibility. I had never seen it before. Without thinking, I sent Emily the missing person article. Then I demanded an explanation. The reply arrived immediately. But it wasn't Emily responding. The message felt cold, mechanical, corporate, like it had been generated by a machine. The sender thanked me for contacting support. Then it explained that Emily Harper had been identified as my most compatible match. 99.8%. The message claimed that when traditional communication became impossible, the system used archived records, historical data, personality reconstruction models, and conversational simulations to preserve meaningful connections. I read the message 3 times, then 5, then 10. It made absolutely no sense. I typed back, "What does that even mean?" The response arrived instantly. Match still available for communication. That was it. No explanation, no clarification, just that one sentence. I deleted the app that same night. Every account, every message, everything. I wanted nothing more to do with it. Eventually, life moved on. I met someone new, someone real. We fell in love, built a life together. Years passed. The strange experience faded into memory until the night before my wedding. I couldn't sleep. Too many thoughts, too many emotions. I lay awake staring at the ceiling while my fiancé slept beside me. Then my phone lit up. A text message. Unknown number. At first I assumed it was a friend, maybe a family member. Then I opened it. The message contained only 6 words. 6 words that instantly dragged me back to that dating profile. Back to those photographs. Back to Emily. The message read, "I finally got a number." I stared at the screen, unable to breathe, unable to think, because somehow I knew exactly who had sent it. If you discovered that the person you've been talking to online disappeared decades ago, would you keep asking questions? Or would you walk away and never look back? And if you received that final text message years later, would you reply? Let me know what you think in the comments. And that's where today's story ends. But what do you think? Let me know your thoughts below. If you enjoy real confessions, relationship drama, mysteries, and horror stories, subscribe for more. Until next time, stay curious.